Naram Namaskritya Naram Nararottama Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayanti Nashtraye Yogatreshu Nityam Bhavata Seva Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhagavati Nashtaki. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, Part 2, The Lord's Appearance, Adikanda, second chapter, 36-37 verse. पुंडरीक विद्यानिधि वैष्णव प्रधान चैतन्य वल्लभ दत्त वासुदेव नाम छठी ग्रामे हैला यहाँ सबार प्रकाश बूढ़ा ने हैला अवतीर्ण हरिदास Pundarik Vidyanidhi, the topmost Vaishnava, Chaitanya Vallabh and Vasudev Dutt all appeared in Chattigram. Haridas Thakur appeared in the village of Bunan. Vidyanidhi is also known as Premanidhi and Acharya. He is described in Sri Kavi Karna Kapoor's Sri Gauraganidhi Sri Pita as follows. King Vrishbhanu of Brajmandal has now appeared as Sri Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Pundarik Vidyanidhi was Madhvendra Puripad and the spiritual master of Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami. Now, Gadadhar Pandit Goswami is Radharani herself. So, so he went and took initiation from her father, Pundarik Vidyanidhi. His wife's name was Ratnavati, his father's name was Baneshwar, or in others' opinion, Shuklamba Brahmachari, and his mother's name was Gangadevi. Well, father's name was Shuklamba, cannot be that Brahmachari, Shuklamba Brahmachari, something is wrong here. Brahmachari cannot have kids anyway. His ancestral house is situated in the village of Mekhla, which is 2 miles east of Hathahajri police station, which is 12 miles north of Chattigram. One can approach Mekhla Ground from Chattigram either on the horseback, by bullock cart, or by streamer. The streamer station is known as Annapurna. The birthplace of Pandit Vidyanidhi is about 2 miles southwest of Annapurna. Although the father of Vidyanidhi belonged to the Varendra class of Brahmins, when he shifted to the village of Baghia in the district of Dhaka, the Brahmin community of Radhadesh did not accept him. For this reason, his descendants who followed Chpter dharma, worship of Durga, were isolated from the community and became the priest for the members of the isolated community. One of the members of this family is living in Vrindavan and is named as Sarojananda Goswami. One special characteristic of this family is that each of its members had only one son or no son at all, and therefore the family was not very expansive. So, to look at all the research that devotees have done to find out where Pundarik Vidyanidhi was born and what happened afterward, and like they said, one of the members is living in Vrindavan, Sarojanand Goswami. Even Mahaprabhu used to address Pundarik as Baba or father, and he gave him the title Premanidhi to indicate that he was a servant of the Supreme Lord. In Madhya Leela, chapter 7, it is described that Pundarik Vidyanidhi was a spiritual master of Sri Gadadhar Pandit Goswami. So that's also a wonderful pastime, how Gadadhar Pandit took initiation of Pundarik. So if that comes in detail, then later on we'll discuss it. The description of Sri Jagannath Dev slapping the cheeks of Pundarik Vidyanidhi and his disclosing this fact to his dear friend Sri Swarup Damodar are found in the Antya Leela, chapter 10. So we'll discuss that later. The Bhajan Kutir of Pundarik Vidyanidhi is now very old and dilapidated. Without repair, it may soon crumble. There are 2 verses inscribed on the wall of that temple, but they are so old that one cannot read or understand them. There is another temple, however, about 200 yards southwest of this one, and the inscriptions on the wall of that temple are also illegible. One can infer from the pile of broken bricks 10 yards from this temple that there used to be another temple there. Descendants there say that Mukundatta often came here to perform his bhajan. There are two living descendants of the family of Sri Vidyanidhi named Sri Harikumar Smriti Tirtha and Sri Krishna Kinkar Vidyalanka. For further information, one should refer to the dictionary known as Vaishnav Manjusha. So, the people have gathered all the information, kept in the dictionary or history, kept the information. Uh, because at least from 500 some years ago, if the devotees were there, then I mean, one can keep record of their descendants. But this is sad that his temple is very old and dilapidated, and it may crumble very soon. Although ISKCON has taken over some old temples in Navadip area, and this was Prabhupada's desire, take over and keep them nicely maintained. So hopefully someday this place is also taken over. Shri Vasudev Datta Thakur was born in the village Chahar, near the Patia police station in the district of Chattogram. This village is situated 20 miles from Mekhla, the birthplace of Sri Pandit Vidyanidhi. It is stated in Gaur Ganesh Deepika. In Vraj, there were two very nice singers named Madhukanta and Madhuvrita. They appeared in Chaitanya Leela as Mukunda and Vasudeva, who were singers in the society of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So these singers of in Braj Leela, Madhukanta and Madhuvrata, I had heard of Madhukanta and Smithkanta, but anyway. Um, so they would go sometimes in the assembly of Nanda Baba, Yashoda Maya, maybe on the occasion of Janmashtami, and then they would sing beautifully about the pastimes of Krishna, and okay, the birthday celebrations are going on, and they are singing beautifully, and the whole atmosphere would be very wonderful. It's described in other books. So now when Krishna is coming as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so they came as Vasudeva and Mukunda again to sing Kirtan and bhajans in company of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was a dear well-wisher of Srivas Pandit and Sri Shivanand Sen. There's a railway station named Purvastali on the EIR Howrah Katwa line, and about 1 mile away, a village known as Mamagachi, which is the birthplace of Vrindavan Das Thakur. There is an old temple of Madan Gopal that was established by Vasudeva. He later on shifted to Kumarhat or Kanchanpalli and lived with Srivas and Shivananda. Seeing his liberal nature, Shivan Mahaprabhu ordered Shivananda to act as his manager and reduce his excessive expenditure. His heart-rending prayers to Shivan Mahaprabhu on behalf of the miserable, misguided living entities who are averse to Lord Hari are found in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Vasudev Datta, he was so humble, as mentioned here in heart-rending prayers to Mahaprabhu. He prayed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that let me take the sinful reactions of every living entity in the universe. Let me suffer for that eternally, but let everybody be liberated. This was his prayer, and not just like he was showing off. Like if we pray something like that, even close to that, it is like a show off. We are not sincere. But he was really sincere in his heart, and he really meant it. And Mahaprabhu did say that because of your mercy or your this prayers, all the living entities already liberated. So sometimes people do discuss this. So when Mahaprabhu said they all already liberated, means did they just get liberated and went back to Vaikuntha? When all the living entities, innumerable living entities in the whole universe. And if they got liberated, as Mahaprabhu said, then Mahaprabhu filled the whole universe with more conditioned souls because there's no limit to the conditioned souls. Or did it mean that they got a chance that, yes, by mercy of Vasudeva Datta, or prayers of Vasudeva Datta, mercy of Mahaprabhu, they got a chance and good chance to make progress on the path of liberation. Whatever it may be, but Vasudeva Datta, and Mahaprabhu said he can sell me anywhere. Out of so much of love for Vasudeva Datta, Mahaprabhu said that. Vasudeva Datta, the 19th branch of Sri Chaitanya tree, was a great personality and a most confidential devotee of the Lord. One could not describe his qualities even with thousands of mouths. Srila Vasudeva Datta Thakur wanted to suffer for the sinful activities of all the people of the world, so that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu might deliver them. His disciple was Sri Yadunandan Acharya, who was the initiating spiritual master of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. Sri Mukundatta was his brother. Now about Haridas Thakur, although in the shloka it says he was born in Budan village. So it's not definitely certain whether Sri Haridas Thakur appeared in the village named Budan, that is in the district of Khulna. Formerly, this village was within a district of 24 parganas within the Shakakshira division. So, from what I know, this Budan or maybe Khulna is now in Bangladesh. राण माझे एक चक्र नामे अचित राम याही अवतीर्ण नित्यानंद Bhagavan. The Supreme Lord Nityananda Prabhu appeared in the village of Ek Chakra in Ranadesh. The village previously known as Ek Chakra, Ek Chaka or Ek Chakra is presently known as Veerachandrapura and Garbhavas. It is situated 8 miles from the Malarpur station, which is on the EIR loop line. In his commentary to Bhagavad Gita, Madhvacharya quotes the Padma Purana as follows. By his own sweet will, he exhibits various forms to his own internal potency. He does not appear from Vasudeva in the womb of Devi. He does not appear from Vasudeva in the womb of Devi. He is not born of Dashrath, not from Jamdagni. Rather, he eternally enjoys ecstasy in pure pastimes that are free from duality. That is about Balramji or Nitin. Hadai Pandit Nam Shuddha Vipra Raja, Mule Sarva Pita Tani Kare Pita Vyaja. The exalted Hadai Pandit was the king of the Brahmins. He was accepted as the father of Lord Nityananda, who is the original father of all. So Hadai Pandit or Hado Ojha was born in a Mathil Brahmin family. His wife's name was Padmavati. Although Lord Sri Nityananda Prabhu is the father of all universes, the Vaikunthas, the living entities, and the Vishnu Tattvas, he nevertheless appeared as the son of Hadai. Some time back, a false rumor was spread that Sri Nityananda Prabhu was born in a non-Brahmin family. This is totally baseless and born from the duplicitous, smartest envy and hatred of Lord Vishnu. So, yes, Kali Yuga, and when it progresses, people can make all sorts of claims without any basis, without any proof. Just start the rumor and that's it. And Nityanand Prabhu, now his so many descendants are there, like at Radhakund also. There's Pran Krishna Maharaj is, I think, 11th or 12th descendant from Nityananda Prabhu. Kripa Sindhu Bhakti Tata Shri Vaishnava Dham Rade Avatirna Haila Nityanandana. The ocean of mercy, the giver of devotion service, and the shelter of all Vaishnavas, Sri Nityanand Ram appeared in Dwaradavi. Maha Jai Jai Dhvani Pushpa Varishan Sangope Devta Gane Kailena Takan. At the time of Nityananda's appearance, all the demigods secretly showered flowers and chanted Jai Jai. When Sri Nityananda Prabhu appeared, all the demigods chanted his glories in ecstasy and showered flowers on him. This incident was beyond the realm of those who believe only in direct perception. Beyond the realm of those. So when they were showering flowers, all the demigods, I don't know if flowers were really coming on earth or they were flowers in the heavenly planets. I don't know. I don't think they would be coming on earth. Say then Haitera Mandala Sakala Puna Puna Badi Pe Lagila Sumangal. From that day on, the land of Raj began to prosper and signs of auspiciousness became visible. After the appearance of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, the barren areas of Gauradesh began to prosper. Gradually, the entire Raj became a center of advanced learning and culture. Trihute Paramananda, Puri Rupakasha, Nila Chalde Jara Sange, Tatra Vilasa. Paramanand Puri, who enjoyed pastimes of the Lord in Nilachal, appeared at Trihut. Trihut consists of districts presently known as Muzaffarpur, Darbhanga, and Chpter. In his previous ashram, Sri Paramanand Puri lived in Trihut. He was a dear disciple of Sri Madhavendra Puri Pad. In the last portion of this book, various topics related to Paramanand Puri in Nilachal, such as his well, are described. So his well, Paramanand Puri, is well in Jagannath Puri. So that well, I mean, it says it is there, I haven't seen it yet. And it is considered that the water of that well is non-different from Ganga water in West. गंगा तीरे पुण्य स्थान सकल थाकी थे वैष्णव जन्म एके ने शोचे देशे आपने हैलाव तीर्ण गंगा तीरे संगेर पार्षद के ने जन्म न दूरे. The banks of the Ganges are most sanctified. Why then would the Vaishnava take birth at an impious place? The Lord appeared on the bank of the Ganges, so why did his associates appear in distant places? So this place where Nityananda Prabhu appeared, Radhadesh, is considered the land where Ganga never flows. Means it's very impious place. So why did they appear in such places? The term Shocha Desh or impious places is described in Srimad Bhagavatam as follows. Among places, those bereft of the spotted antelope, those devoid of devotion to the Brahmins, those possessing spotted antelopes but bereft of respectable men, provinces like Khikat, and places where cleanliness and purificatory rites are neglected, where meat eaters are prominent, or where the earth is barren, are all considered to be contaminated lands. In Manu Samhita, it is stated, places devoid of sacrificial performances and naturally grazing spotted antelopes are known as Malech Desh, or impious lands. Well, now, all over the world, so many impious lands are there. But since they're materially rich, people feel very fortunate to be born there. The Ganges, which emanates from the lotus feet of Vishnu and which is the best of the seven sacred rivers, is glorified by the Puranas as possessing the topmost potency for purification. That's why she has a special position amongst the devotees. The Ganges, which is known as Bhagirath, flows through Navadvip or Gauradesh. Since many of Sri Chaitanya's associates appeared outside of Gauradesh, many questions may arise in the hearts of materialistic people. If Vaishnavas appear in a place that is so contaminated that the visitor requires atonement, a place that hinders one's purification, then people will consider these pure Vaishnavas as materially contaminated and forced to enjoy the fruits of pious and impious activities. Therefore, the following question arises. Why did the pious Vaishnavas take birth in places not visited by the Pandavas? Because this Ekchakra Gram where Nityanand Prabhu appeared, is Pandavas visited that place when they were in exile. Exile means when um, they were Duryodhan tried to kill them in the house of Lax because Pandu was there with Kunti Devi. He was there, and the Ekchakra is a village place where he killed that Bakasura, a huge Rakshas. One may question why Sri Chaitanya Dev personally appeared in the highest Brahmin family of Navadvip, which is situated on the banks of the supremely pure Ganges. Yet he had his associates appear in places far from the Ganges in families other than the Brahmins. In answer to these questions, it may be said that pure Vaishnavas appeared in such places and in such families in order to purify those places and families. So this is the only reason he appeared in these places, to purify those places. Okay, I guess we can stop here. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri.
Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Jai Shri